Howdy, race fans. Next up for the NASR series of offline racing, we've got Martinsville with the Sylvania Busch Light series. Starting on the front row, we've got Daniel Paulus and Nathan Morgan. Behind them, we've got Josh Harrison and Jordan Walker, Tyler Landa and Brian DeBlank, Adam Starr and Matthew Fastnot, Andrew Moger and Tayden Berggren, Al Bunch, who has lost the points lead, believe it or not. Not to Nathan Morgan, but however, John Brinker is our current points leader right now. He's starting mid-pack here alongside Bella Fawn. You got Kellen Oakley, Trevor Walker, Adam Gerberforian and Lynn Farrell, Justin Patrick and Ethan Creech, Craig Bush, and our points leader, John Brinker, Clarence Bonner and Kat Durham, Braden Hunt and Tom Cording, Jack Davis and James Fireball Robert, Logan Nagy and Riley Sorrell Tracy, Lucas Holmes and Nadak Hagum, Gavin Legend and James King, Luis Rodriguez and Santi Messi, and Zach Armstrong and Fred Jones at the back of the field.
Touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans.
200 laps here at Martinsville. We'll get to see some short track bumping and banging here. And yeah, so John Brinker has now taken over the points lead with 0 wins in the series. Second to him is Nathan Morgan and Al Bunch in third. Trevor Walker and Jordan Walker round out your top 5 in the points. Nathan Morgan already off to a pretty steady lead there as he blows around on the outside. Ultimately, it doesn't mean a whole lot, the point standings right now, once we get into the playoff segment of the race. What is important is winning the regular season, which will give you a points boost going into those playoffs. The rest really doesn't matter, as the regular season champion will get a little bit of a boost in the playoffs, but second to 10th, or even rather second to dead last, it doesn't make a difference where you finish in the regular season points. In the Busch Series, we have seen some pretty dominant performances. Guy running in second there, Jordan Walker, led every single lap just a couple weeks back at Knoxville. Totally put the field on a clinic for that one. Nathan Morgan here in the lead. He has won 1 race this season. The race that he won, you have to go back quite early in the season, actually. He won the first race of the season that we opened up in Fontana. So since then, he hasn't graced victory lane for the past 9 races. Maybe tonight he'll figure out all the right pieces, but don't get ahead of ourselves, because Jordan Walker's lurking right there in the background on him. I've always been excited to have races under the lights at Martinsville. It's just been recent that the tracks actually put lights on the facility. With NR2003, obviously anything's possible because we've got a Talladega night track. That's a thing. So we do have a caution here. Let's hop onto the pace car and figure out. Oh, there we go. That would do it. The 52 of Cat Durham stalls on track there. Had a blown engine of sorts. It looks like a, blown engine. 77% damage to that engine. Blows up on the front straight here. And that's all she wrote for the number 52 TKM Ford entry. And so our first retirement of the race, and this will give us an opportunity to have a restart here. Must say, one of the impressive rides in the series right now is that 61 Audi of Brian DeBlanc. Having struggled most of his career in the truck series already, got an opportunity to come into Busch here on a part-time schedule. And with the absence of drivers that have since graduated or moved on, that has allowed for Brian DeBlanc to run technically a full-time schedule now here in the Busch Series. With his full-time status now, he's been doing good enough to get himself up the point standings. He's currently 20th in the points out of 37 active drivers. And with runs like this right here, top fives, if he continues to polish off top fives and top tens, he's going to keep moving up the points. It's just the unfortunate part is so many of these drivers get top fives and top tens each week. You almost have to be perfect in a full season of the Busch Series. For example, John Brinker in his 10 starts this year has 8 top 10s and 6 top 5s and only 2 DNFs. So those 2 DNFs could have been a top 10 finish. So his tally almost perfect when he doesn't wreck out. You look down the list at Brian DeBlanc, for example, and he has 3 top 5s and 4 top 10s, but with less starts on his mark, with only 7 starts to the series. So in a quick, rapid succession, he's making good strides to the front of the point standings here in the Busch Series, and you might not know, he might have a win in the bank somewhere. They're going to get double filed back up here for the restart. Looks like Nathan Morgan on the inside of Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker's probably going to get a good restart here. Oh, just like that, Jordan Walker drives away from the other two. Only one retirement from the race. The 52 of Cat Durham blew up. We'll confirm whether that was... Okay, it was a camshaft failure for Cat Durham. Our initial leader of the race was Nathan Morgan, and now it has flip-flopped, and it's Jordan Walker in the lead right now. In a very familiar place that he's been in the lead at a short track before already this year. seems to have done his homework on these short tracks, even if it's dirt or paved. And we got a pass for second here as Harrison's going to try to get by Morgan. Let's do a little bit of catch up with our points leader. John Brinker in 27th right now has a lot of ground to make up. Since he's stuck on that high line, it's going to be hard for him to make passes without getting down low here. A little bit further up the field, we'll see where Al Bunch is currently running. In 9th place, so Al Bunch already up into the top 10. He's going to be racing against Nathan Morgan to get as many points here today at Martinsville. Tyler Landa up to 4th is a pretty impressive run for him. Tyler Landa has only gotten 3 top 10s this year, and pair that with 3 DNFs, so his season has not been spectacular, but still opportunities to turn it around here in the Busch Series. He's kind of one of the surprise runs here early on at Martinsville. Josh Harrison, not as much. He's been pretty good this season, up to 8th in the points with 2 top 5s, 5 top 10s, and only 2 DNFs. A lot of these drivers just haven't been able to grace victory lane yet. And it's a matter of time before some of these guys actually hit victory lane. Ones I'd watch out for would definitely be Brian DeBlanc in that Audi, since the unknown of the Audi power plant there could be a huge advantage. Could also be a huge disadvantage. Just depends on how much different that car is going to be compared to the Ford, Chevy, Dodge, and Toyotas that they race against. Daniel Paulus also one to look out for. He's been running stellar races on the same scenario as Brian DeBlanc, where he was a part-timer, now switched over to a full-time position. It definitely helps that he's got an Al Bunch incorporated engine to power him through the field. Adam Starr there in the 27 continues to be consistent, manages to avoid trouble and just run his course. Hasn't hit victory lane yet, has been to victory lane before, last year in the inaugural season. This year, however, only 1 top 5, 5 top 10s, and 1 DNF for Adam Starr. So he's a little bit behind, but even so, up to 7th in the points. Even with all the drivers that have won a race, he would be locked into the playoffs due to point standings. So we have 7 winners in the points that would transfer, and 1 driver that still has to get back into the top 30. That means we would have at least 6 drivers point their way in without a win. And based how they're running right now, it seems that Nathan Morgan would keep that trend alive with a non-new winner winning the race here. But got Josh Harrison in the background now too. It seems like we constantly have, well, I take all that back because it's neither of these two leading. It's Jordan Walker out front leading. And as we mentioned, he's already won this year, so winning another race would only give him more playoff points going into the round of 13, which will be about a month from now on May 3rd, once we hit Talladega with these Busch cars. If you've been following the USA Truck Series, we have quite the exciting championship battle shaping up there. A bunch of newcomers have surprisingly took the field by storm, and we've got drivers like Jeffrey Gerald, who's only run 3 races so far, with a win and up into the top 35 in points, so he has earned himself a way into the playoffs. And then we've also got a driver like Chris Harvey, who's only run about 4 races, but has put together so many good runs back to back to back that he's up into the top 20 in points and in striking distance from pointing his way into the playoffs. So pretty fascinating stuff in the trucks. We'll likely start to see some of that materialize here in the Busch Series. The only difference is we don't have newcomers to the Busch Series other than the part-timers that we had on a part-time status, who are actually now all full-time entrants here in the Busch Series. The one thing we didn't really anticipate, or one thing I didn't really want to happen but happened anyways, was drivers that have left. And with those drivers leaving, that opened up some seats in the Busch Series. The idea of the Busch Series is to allow for the championship winner here to graduate up into Cup. And obviously nothing is perfect and everything is fluid, and that kind of adds to the excitement of everything. It has been exciting seeing our Busch starter of this year, one of the drivers started in Busch, of Atlee Weiss, work his way into Cup, caught the eye of Joe Gibbs, and has earned his spot on a full-time entry in the Cup Series, and went on to prove that just last week, winning his first ever Cup race in the Sylvania Cup Series. So it's been quite the stretch of rookie drivers winning in the Sylvania Cup. We have yet to see our truck champion of Guido Piano win a race in the Cup Series. However, our Busch champion from last year, Ewan Army, has actually hit victory lane. So it shows the process is perfect. These guys that go through the ladder have gone through all the steps and definitely are deserving of their spots up in the Cup Series. Okay, so in the meantime, right now in the race, we're up to lap 43, and with this lap traffic, Jordan Walker is struggling a little bit. You can see the 00 of Nathan Morgan closing in on the picture. And with that, we might have a battle for the lead soon between Nathan Morgan and Jordan Walker. Only one caution in the race so far. That was for Cat Durham with a blown engine. And right about now, at the quarter mark of the race, we've got some action at the front of the field here as Nathan Morgan is caught up to Jordan Walker. Walker having a slow effort of getting by all this lap traffic. Jordan Walker making a little bit better work of the lap traffic now and stretching his lead out as Nathan Morgan is now the one struggling to get through this lap traffic. Seems that we're going to be treated to another dominant performance here from Jordan Walker, who has led the stint following that caution on lap, I believe it was about lap 10 or 15. Which prior to that, it was Nathan Morgan that led the start of the race, but ever since then, it's been all Jordan Walker. Nathan Morgan has finally got clear track in front of him as he got by all that lap traffic. And Jordan Walker is catching up to the next group of lap traffic. Good run for John Brinker, who was as far back as 27th at one point. Now all the way up into 20th. This long green flag run should actually help and allow for some of the faster cars to surface to the top. Jordan's brother Trevor running in 12th here, fighting for position against Matthew Fastnot. And Bellafon with a solid top 10 run here at Martinsville. Daniel Paulus has settled into 9th. Moger and DeBlanc 7th and 8th. Al Bunch has worked his way up to 6th, so he's climbing through the field now. His primary target's going to be that 00 of Nathan Morgan to try and get as many points back that he's lost from him. And Adam Starr in the top 5. Not too bad for Adam Starr. Currently on the inside of Tyler Landa. Oh, and we got green flag pit stops, it looks like. That I don't think was a scheduled pit stop. Fuel system damage to the number 27, so it seems like no matter what, Adam Starr just has the bad luck bug and gets caught out in the worst case scenario, having to pull down on an active green flag run here. He'll likely go multiple laps down to get that fixed. And meanwhile, Nathan Morgan has closed the gap yet again to Jordan Walker. do have a decent battle at the front of the field. It just seems like an accordion effect. Once Nathan Morgan closes in on Jordan, Jordan stretches it back out. So we got pretty equal adversaries here for the win tonight between Jordan and Nathan. Not quite at halfway. We're only about 20 laps shy of halfway though. And strong outing from Jordan Walker so far. If pit stops do happen to become necessary for the 200 laps here at Martinsville, I wouldn't count Adam Starr out since he's out there on fresher tires turning faster laps right now. If this thing stays green all the way, things might get interesting with Adam Starr having had to pit for mechanical failure and throw his strategy out of whack. I'm almost certain, though, at Martinsville they should be able to go about 160 laps to almost 200 on a fuel run. And especially with that earlier caution that we had, that allowed them to save some fuel under caution. So just something to think about, keep your eye on. Whether or not they actually have to make green flag pit stops is uncertain. As you're watching right there, the fight for the lead heated up, and Nathan Morgan has actually drove around Jordan Walker. Under duress with the lap traffic here, it seems that Jordan Walker lost some momentum and give P1 back to Nathan Morgan on lap 87. Funny part is figuring out that this could be some of the top two contenders in the championship fighting for the win here today. It's going to be fun once we start to shorten the field of contenders for the championship down to 13, then down to the round of 10, 7, and even our final 4 is going to be exciting. Haven't put any concrete plans together for the Busch Series in 2023. Well, the summer segment of the series, that is. I do at least plan on making it east and west, just like the trucks will be. And what that may entail, we might have 2 fields of 20 in the Busch Series. And the only thing will be that the overall champion of the Busch Series is going to be the one that graduates to Cup. What might also happen, which is a high possibility right now based on how hard I'm working and what little time and freedom I have for the project at hand, this might be the championship for the Busch season this year. Our Busch Series might take a half-year hiatus, and what this will do is this will give us an opportunity to try and plot out who in the trucks is going to graduate to Busch, and also it allow us to give ARCA some time to shine. So in place of our Busch Series for the summer segment, we might lean heavily on the ARCA series actually. So everyone that's in the Busch Series right now is probably going to get relegated back to the Truck Series and run another full season of trucks. The champion from this Busch Series will get graduated to Cup, and what this also means is we won't be having 2 drivers graduating to Cup in a 1-year span. So you heard it here first. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Is the Busch Series is going to take a half-year hiatus to allow for a more exciting truck season. But don't worry, the Busch Series will be back. Basically, this will just give us a little bit more time to polish the Busch Series up and give it a little bit more excitement rolling into 2024. Because we're definitely going to have our hands full with the Truck Series trying to do the expedited East-West Championship like I have planned. What's going to end up happening with that schedule is back-to-back days. We're going to do the East on like a Tuesday and the West on a Wednesday. And that'll be every week until the end of the season, end of the year, where we'll crown a champion in that Truck Series. And whoever wins the Truck Series will be first in line to the Busch Series unless they are already a Cup regular, since the Cup Series runs a lot of drivers in the Truck Series. That too should put a little bit more emphasis on the structure of this championship right now. More people are going to be hoping that they can show up and show out here in the last 12 races that remain for this Busch Series in 2023. Our points leader, John Brinker, has worked his way up to 17th, but currently in jeopardy of going a lap down here as Nathan Morgan has closed up on his back bumper. Lucas Holmes right there in front is for position, so as Brinker can get a pass here, he'll be up to 16th before long. Seems that Jordan Walker's pace has definitely dropped off here in the long run. 3-second lead for Nathan Morgan. A new third place driver as Andrew Moger has found his way up to third. Brian DeBlanc in fourth. Oh, falls back to fifth there as I mentioned that. Josh Harrison gets up to fourth. Clarence Bonner, Tyler Landa, Al Bunch, Bella Fawn, and Adam Gerber-Forian round out your top 10. We're just a little bit over halfway as we hit lap 111 here. 89 laps to go. Brinker is going to give up the position, or at least the lead lap spot there, and Nathan Morgan is still picking them off one by one as we only have 16 cars left on the lead lap now. Things are heating back up here at the lead as the 3-second deficit is now erased. Jordan Walker right there on the back bumper of Nathan Morgan yet again. As this race continues to stay without a caution since the initial caution, Laps are clipping off pretty quickly here, as we only have 79 laps to go. And another fight for the lead is materializing, as Jordan Walker does not want to let Nathan Morgan continue to walk away with wins here. Side by side on the backstretch here, Nathan Morgan has to hold off the hard charging Jordan Walker. Still fighting hard on the outer line, carrying that speed into turn 1 and diving on the inside of the lap traffic here. Cuts the 10 car off. Here we go again. Jordan Walker closing in on Nathan Morgan. Jordan Walker has an edge on Morgan right now, and it looks like he's going to muscle his way back into the lead. Lap 129 of 200. So we got a good old-fashioned short track battle here. It's Toyota versus Dodge. Fifth versus second in the points. Amazingly enough, Jordan Walker is 71 points back from the lead. So he's got a lot of points to make up if he wants to start getting towards the points lead for the regular season championship. Doing good enough here today that he'll help his case gaining points, especially when fighting against the guy who's second in the points, Nathan Morgan. Nathan Morgan, based on how things are going right now, would take the points lead back away from John Brinker, who is 17th, one lap down. Not even Al Bunch would be able to secure enough points to get back past John Brinker yet. Now we only have 15 cars left on the lead lap. Each driver getting further and further apart for the leader to knock a lap down. It's about 2 corners separating 15th to 10th place. But 15 definitely in trouble here. Matthew Fastnod, it looks like he's going to go a lap down with Jordan Walker on the inside of him, making it look easy. And so, as I mentioned, those green flag pit stops that I was unsure about, we do have green flag pit stops here. And I think Adam Starr is going to be the luckiest of beneficiaries here, as he had to have made his previous pit stop to repair damage to that car, a fuel line issue. This stays green. I don't know how many laps longer he's going to be able to make it, since everyone here pitted with 56 laps to go. That would have meant Starr had to have pitted on lap 50 to be even close. Adam Starr pitted on lap 63, so Adam Starr should be able to go the rest of the way to the finish here. That fuel line issue may have been a strategy winning race win, a race winning strategy if it all plays out here. He's going to have to get his lap back, and it looks like he's going to do so with the 00 on pit road. already up to 11th and on the lead lap. Adam Starr needs this race to go green the entire way. We've seen some crazy stuff, but I don't think that anything could quite match the craziness that we're about to see unfold here. Matthew Fastnot coming off pit road now. And he rejoins the field already behind Adam Starr. Crazy enough, it looks like Jordan Walker, even with his pit stop, was able to come back out in the lead here. So on lap 144, Jordan Walker comes down pit road, rejoins the field with Nathan Morgan right behind him. The only difference now, though, is instead of finishing a lap down in 25th, Adam Starr on the lead lap with a good top 10 run going. We only have 45 laps to go now. We only have 35 laps to go, and it's Jordan Walker to a pretty dominant lead over Nathan Morgan. Clarence Bonner, Andrew Moger, Brian DeBlank, and Adam Starr, with Al Bunch and Adam Gerber-Forian the only 8 drivers on the lead lap. Fireball Robert and Braden Hunt running 9th and 10th. We've only had one driver out of the race. It's still the first caution with Cat Durham. Yeah, it seems that Jordan Walker just a bit too fast for the rest of the field to catch up to him. down to only 12 laps to go. We've only got 6 cars left on the lead lap, as Jordan Walker is fixing to put almost everyone up to the top 5 a lap down with his dominant run here. Just go back. Yeah, there ain't much distance between him and Al Bunch at this rate. With 10 laps to go now, Jordan Walker putting on another short track clinic. Brian DeBlanc getting his way all the way up to 3rd. Great run for Brian DeBlanc. He's going to try to get himself into a position to point his way into the playoffs, perhaps, which will make things interesting. Jordan Walker with a 2nd win should definitely help his case on getting towards the front of the point standings. He's going to have to prove that he's got what it takes to do good at all disciplines of tracks that they go to. Especially when our next race will be at Watkins Glen. We're probably going to see his brother Trevor Walker dominate that one. And then we got Pocono to follow, which is definitely not a road course or a short track. We're probably going to see different faces at the front of the field in the last 2 races of the regular season here. Let's keep an eye on Brian DeBlanc and see if he's within range of getting past Nathan Morgan for 2nd, as he's only about 2.5 seconds back, but there's a lot of lap traffic separating them. He's going to need a miracle to get up to 2nd here. Ouch, that time he lost some ground. He's down to 3 seconds. Oh, and blown engine from Santi Messi. If this brings out a caution, we might have a final restart to determine the winner here. Looks like we're going to stay green. No caution. Really, at the end of the day, even if we had a restart, it would have been a crime if anyone but Jordan Walker won this race. He has been lights out, the best guy here at Martinsville today. Three laps to go, and you can see Jordan Walker in the background. Everyone in front of him is going to have to run one more lap. Jordan Walker is going to make this race in with 6 cars, maybe less. Yep, down to 5. 5 cars on the lead lap. It has been a stellar performance put in by the Walker sibling from Trevor's brother. This should make up for a lot of Brian DeBlanc struggles in the Truck Series, getting these good finishes in the Busch Series. There's a lot more on the line once you get up to the Busch Series here, and if he's able to do good enough in this Busch Series, he could be up in the Cup before you know it. White flag, 1 more lap to go. Whatever happens now, it is final. And it's going to be Jordan Walker without a doubt, as all he's got to do is make it through turn 3 and turn 4 without a mechanical failure, and it's his. Jordan Walker sets on a clinic, starts to announce his presence in the championship battle, as he is distant, but 2 wins is going to go a long way for him, especially when they get into the playoffs. Brian DeBlanc bringing it home 3rd. 2nd, Nathan Morgan will become the points leader yet again. Al Bunch coming home in 5th. Good run for him, keeping the points deficit small between him and Nathan Morgan. But the day belongs to Jordan Walker, who has been on a tear as of late, having some good runs on short tracks. So congrats to Jordan Walker on a stellar performance here today at Martinsville, winning the Father Time 200. And we only have 2 races left. We're going to get a playoff picture put together and figure out just who's going to be the ones fighting for this championship here in 2023. Like I mentioned already in the broadcast, this will be our championship for the Busch Series in 2023. And you won't see this series back in action until next year around January. Of course, we still got 12 more races to contest here and champion to be crowned. But it's going to make for an exciting championship and put the prestige back in running for the championship here. So with that said, thank you everyone for tuning in. We had a good race here, good mix of battles at the front between Nathan Morgan and Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker just was too much for him to take. And so with that, the next race will be on the Cup Series, where we're going to be going to Ontario. And hopefully you guys can tune in for that one. So thanks again, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful night and stay safe out there. This is Jakester signing out.